Steve Dominick here in Derry, New Hampshire for RCS Sub-Only tournament. Here with my friend here, Ryan Ferguson. How you doing today, buddy?
Pretty good. I'm really happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a look at our first brackets of the day.
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, representing Hampton's Jiu-Jitsu, Michael Carino. And his opponent, representing 10th Planet, Long Island, Joe Carey.
Well, here we go, folks. Ryan Ferguson and myself, Steve Dominick from NewEnglandMMA.org, here at RCS Promotions Sub-Only tournament in Derry, New Hampshire. Ryan, first match of the day, man. Welcome, my co-host or main host here, man. How you feeling about getting the opportunity to talk us through these?
Oh, I'm absolutely excited. It's already starting off pretty good with a lot of movement going on.
So we're starting off with the smaller guys here. We're going to be shuffling around a lot of weight classes, a lot of matches here today. But man, do you know any of these dudes on the mat right now?
Currently, no. A lot of new names for me, so it's exciting to see the local talent, especially from this outside view.
Well, it looks like Joe Carey is from 10th Planet, Long Island, so he's traveling a little ways here to Derry, New Hampshire to get on the mats here. So it's excitement to see what these two kids have to offer here. Now this is a sub-only tournament. Ryan, you know, you've been in these and you're going to be in them. What's kind of the game plan? Because it's, you know, a lot of minutes here and you can go to overtime. And so what are some of the game plans?
Well, it's a little different in the sense of not worrying about points. So holding positions isn't really something that you really have to worry about. Although there is the threat of overtime. So if you go into overtime, you better be able to escape those submissions. So it's really give it all you got and try to finish it. Depends on the kind of person you are. If you're a slow starter, you might be more action later in the match. If you're somebody who has high energy, then looking to be finished that as soon as possible.
Excellent.
But time definitely is an enemy to those people that don't have good endurance.
And I see Joe with, you know, a little flexibility on, going for that arm bar right there.
It's the 10th Planet way.
Yeah, transition right to that leg. Very nice work right there. But, you know, Michael is still holding that top pressure, which is, you know, that's how you kind of stop that progression and that rolling. And
yeah, to limit your mobility drastically reduces the amount of flexibility you can use.
Joe going for that arm again.
Excellent transition out of there.
Very nice. Very, very nice. A lot of work going in there for a long match, right? If it gets that far, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. Hearing a lot of coaching for Joe, not much from Mike. You know, his coaches are on the other side anyway, but he might be on his own here in this tournament, to, you know, running his own maps and own advice.
It takes a lot of confidence to get out there on your own.
Oh, nice mount. Oh, and a quick tap right there. Beautiful work. What'd you see in that exchange right there? In that.
It was a quick transition to mount, but I couldn't really see from this angle what it was getting in.
Yeah, it was quick finish though. But congratulations on that quick finish by Mike Polito.
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, representing Penzo Gracie, New Hampshire, Christian Sullivan. And his opponent, representing Flo BJJ, Oliver Harvard.
Starting off match number 2.
Here we go, people. Oh, straight for the neck it goes, but pulls guard right off. A little heavier weights right now, 189 pounds. We have Christian Sullivan versus Oliver Horvath. Hope I said that right. So a little bigger gentleman in here. Ryan, what weight do you compete at?
Normally compete right around 200, 205.
Yeah, so you're 15 pounds or so bigger than these guys, but I would imagine there's a different strategy. They could be athletic as them lighter guys, but it's a little more slower paced, I see, starting off this match.
A little bit. I mean, it's definitely dependent on who or what kind of weight you're going against. I've seen some pretty athletic big people as well. Speedy in that sense.
Yeah, well, at this level, I'm sure they're all athletic and speedy, but I'm very excited to see what big guys can do here. And as I can see, ducking in for a leg right away with that agility from him.
Right now, he's trying to enter leg entanglement right here. The idea is to elevate the hips up so he can get underneath. And starting to isolate that heel.
Oliver is from Flo BJJ, not too far from the area, and also Christian is from Henzo, New Hampshire, so they're pretty local gentlemen here, so they might know a little about each other.
Nice.
What was that, Ryan? Real quick, another quick submission.
Looked like it was a knee bar from this angle. Knee bar with the legs.
And there you go, Christian, had that top pressure and just waited for that opening. And boom, real quick.
First, representing Malden, Engine 2, Justin Pierce. And his opponent, fighting at Engine 55 Boston, Rolando Ham. Online, we have the firefighter RCS rash guard for the champion. Hopefully it fits.
Yeah. So here we go, folks. We got two firemen in the house in a super match here today, both fighting out of Massachusetts, Boston area. We have Rolando Palm out of Engine 55 Boston, and Justin Pierce out of Engine 2 in Malden. Man, this is pretty spectacular. They have a shirt on the line here for bragging rights. So RCS doing it right. Whoa, nice takedown right there.
Rolando staying in control. But Justin answers by tying him up in some kind of modified guard right there. Almost like a 3/4 version of a guard.
And both firemen here, bragging rights through the fireman community over there. Justin is very popular on Instagram. A very character kind of charisma coming out of him. So he's very popular. This is good for everything. BJJ, the firemen, and just fans in general of competition jiu-jitsu.
Got a reverse Kimura grip going on there. Tremendous amount of control. Collar tie keeping the posture down.
I've seen Justin in some super matches in the past for coming, New Hampshire. Always a game opponent. This is pretty. I don't know how they got this together with the firemen, man, but it's a great concept here. Maybe you should get a couple of police officers in there next event.
Right? I'd watch that for sure. Got an old school style pass going on here. Rolando's trying to pass that arm to the opposite side.
I'm not really sure of the overtime here. I would imagine it would just be that one sudden death and 7-minute regulations.
So this one's a super fight, so it's gonna get the same 3-round.
Is it? Is the same thing as the final?
The
Okay.
super fights and the advanced match.
Beautiful. So they got a lot of work to go on here. So. I'm not sure their weights here, but they look around the 200 plus pounds, maybe. How about you, Ryan? You're up there. They look there.
They look relatively around my size. They're definitely not in the lightweight bracket.
No, I think Rolando's arm weighs as much as a lightweight.
It's been a constant struggle so far, going back and forth between trying to pass the guard and trying to keep the posture down so they have an attacking option.
And this is where the chess game comes in handy right here. No fast transitions here. This is just game planned and taking them steps to move to a better position, right?
Absolutely.
Justin trying to get a sweep there.
There's just so much power between the two guys. It's really easy for one of them to negate the other guy's movements.
Justin content, just stay on his back, keeping that closed guard and letting Rolando work for something here. Make a mistake, possibly. Now, watching, Rolando on top here is what do you think the strategy is out of him here? He's not really trying to break the guard. Is he just trying to wear him down a little bit? What do you think is going through his head at this moment?
I think the biggest trouble right now is him trying to figure out a way to open up that guard. So he's trying a lot of different tactics and controlling his upper body so it doesn't prevent him from his pride. But Justin's pretty relentless on ensuring that he doesn't get that opportunity. He's consistently attacking him in some way, even if it's just attacking defensively. And he's up. He's made some separation right into a leg entanglement. Controlling the hips, got up.
So Justin was just waiting for a chance to make a move. And there it is. He's kind of right back into where he started. But it looks like Rolando's got a little better position, which he's going for side. Oh, and he's back in the guard.
Well, fortunately, this time it's open for Rolando. And now roles are reversed.
Now it looked like Rolando wanted that to try. Let's work off my back, see what I can get here. Unless Justin was just a little crafty there and got that. But here we go. Rolando right back.
We're quickly approaching the end of regulation right here.
Seconds.
20 seconds to make something happen.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Looks like we're going to some overtime.
We're going to overtime. So Justin opting for, what do you call that position in
It's a spiderweb armbar position.
Now, seen most of the competitors today going for the back position. What's what's the difference here as far as it just seems like the back seems like a more
So back is definitely a little bit easier to control. However, this you have a submission right off the top. So it's really hard.
Oh, and Justin right there. That's his that's his thing right there, I guess, right?
So,
I don't see much of that in I've seen most guys want to take, have that back control, but
it's definitely safer, right? Just as there's a great opportunity to get the armbar, there's also a pretty opportune move to get the arm out.
And Rolando goes for the same thing. Did he have to take the armbar, or could he had the back position instead of? Did he have to do the same thing that Justin picked?
I believe the person who won the coin toss got to choose the position.
And then they both had to do it, huh? Wow, cool. Justin trying to get out, and he's close. He's out.
So, excellent.
Great. That was awesome. There you got it. Justin Pierce, Engine 2.
Looks like we have a winner of the rash guard.
Does that fit?
What's up, boys?
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, Dana Sharpton! And his opponent, Drew
Here we are with Dana Sharpton and Drew Sparks. Dana jumps guard right away. Drew goes for a leg.
Straight ankle in deep. Dana's trying to clear the knee line.
What is Dana trying to do right there, Ryan?
So he's trying to clear the foot off his hip so he can start getting out. He had pretty tight control.
And seeing Dana do work at the last tournament I seen him compete in, he had a quick finish in that tournament. And I was interested to see him again, man. We haven't seen much work out of him, but he is back in New Hampshire for another tournament of ours.
I've seen him do some good work in local grappling tournaments as well. Grip fighting right here is pretty intense.
Drew Sparks, he's out of Brazilian top team in Boston, so he's not traveling way too far to get here today.
Going for the back.
Nice right there.
And out of bounds.
Now, does he get the back on the restart, or is it, how are they positioned this?
So as soon as they settle, they said they're going to restart him in the middle of the mat, same positions.
Excellent.
But if there's a submission attempt outside the mat, they're going to keep going for it.
Okay. So we could have some action in the crowd today,
Yeah.
right?
And stay on your toes.
Seeing some of these tournaments in the past, I think there's been a couple of competitors on this commentated desk right here.
Absolutely. Setting the turtle up.
Nice. But, this is where Dana started the match, so he's very comfortable off his back. But he did give up a really dominant position there.
So passing the guards, pretty hard art, especially with the big evolution of leg locks recently. But it's like climbing a ladder. You got to get past the first line of the fence, the legs, and then make it past the arms and the frames, and then isolate something and try to make something happen in the process while someone's fighting back. It's not easy.
No. It could be frustrating at times. You get to that third level that you just talked about, getting close to it, and then there's a change right there. Start all over again. But that's jiu-jitsu for you.
Just comes in cycles. Just got to be willing to start over again.
And that's the patience involved, the mind. You got to, after years of training, you get that patience and learn. No, you're going to get that submission at some point. Let's start over.
And that's what's good about these 15-minute rounds. You have the time to start over.
Now, except for that one transition, Dana has been very content fighting off, his back being under. This match has actually lasted longer than the last couple of matches here, so we're seeing a lot of technique going on right now. So as far as energy being exerted here, Ryan, is it kind of a 50-50, but who's working harder in this match at this point?
Right now it looks like Drew's putting a little bit more effort. Dana seems to have a pretty good guard where he's using controlling of distance very well. As long as he has some kind of frame in between him and Drew, it's really difficult for Drew to pass.
Which can become frustrating where you can make a mistake. And, with Dana on his back, he's very confident there, so I'm sure he's caught a lot of people from that position.
Whenever he cuts an angle like that, it really puts it in a disadvantage for Drew in this case. Right? Objective to square back up, killing the angle, killing the opportunity for transitions to the back or transitions to attack.
Now Drew's trying to slice in there, and man, as we talked about, it looks like he's working harder here, trying to get in. Oh, get that head there. But there comes a point where you start, trying to reserve, save energy for maybe overtime at one point. I mean, some guys that go for it at the last few seconds, but there's some guys that are content that they can win it in overtime and they, just hang out for a little while,
Absolutely. And that's all part of playing by the rules. Or whatever your strategy happens to be.
Definitely different tempos to this this kind of tournament here. Oh, nice transition by Drew there. He's definitely he's definitely offensive in there, trying to, make something happen.
Dana seems to be answering every single one of those calls.
Yes, exactly.
30 seconds.
We'll see if time becomes a factor in how they change their tempo right here.
Oh, whoa! And Drew dives for a leg.
5,
He's trying to crank.
2, 1.
Wow. So Dana is taking the back for the first overtime of the day. There's a back, and you can...
Spiderweb armbar.
Yes. Is there a particular one that you like to take in overtime, or none of your fights get there, Ryan?
They haven't. They haven't yet.
Good call, Steve. Face there, man. That's more pain than anything, right, Ryan?
Yeah, despite the fact he doesn't have a choke on, there's still a compression of the jaw right there, and it's not comfortable at all. And the arching of the back right there makes it really difficult to even want to defend the choke.
And that's basically inflicting some pain so you can get a mistake where you can slide it in.
Absolutely. This is like one of the worst positions right here to be in, belly down in the back.
And I'm sure this is what you guys rep a lot in training.
You'd think we do it more, but
Takes a lot out of you. You don't want to kill each other in training, but
Oh, forearm to the jaw right here.
yeah, that is some torque and pressure right there.
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, representing Penzo Gracie, New Hampshire, Frank Purvis. And his opponent, representing Gracie Sports, Handle Sam.
There we go. Frank Purvis versus Handle Sam. I've seen plenty of tournaments with Frank in. This is my first time seeing Handle.
Started off nice with this guard forward to a sweep, top position. Staying low, staying heavy. Shutting down options right now.
I've seen Frank in, I think, at least 25-minute super fight not too long ago that he came out victorious. So he knows how to really get it done. He's been on the mat for some long minutes and some really tough matches. So this is just the start of something. I think it's going to be a real competitive showing here.
Grips are set like that. The only thing you can do to finish it off is to stretch out the body using his legs.
Now, what is Handle doing here to defend what's trying to null that, the stretching out?
He's trying to keep his posture so head down to the mat, hips going high. He's going to try to press that guard if he can.
Now,
the opportunity in the meantime to try to free his head up.
Is this something that you think Frank should keep working at, or should he maybe transition to something else? But does it look like he has something going here with it?
Well, as soon as that arm pops up, he's going to quickly...
And there it is. So that was just basically, he was putting a little pain or, trying to exert a little energy out of him. Feeling him out, maybe?
Then we're going to do our fighter, super fighter, because that's take a break, and then we're going to hit off that.
Two completely different body styles here, with Frank being long, Handle being a little more compact, a little more muscle mass on him. Is there, a difference in here when you're going against somebody that's a little more lanky, a little more muscle mass? Transition's a little different. You got a thicker guy in there, or is it all the same to you?
There's pros and cons of both, right? There's less, more space to take up when you're longer legs. And then maybe a little less mobility in people that are muscular, but it really depends. It's hard to tell based on sight alone. You really don't know what people know.
And you're a pretty big, solid dude too. You're not, Hercules in there, but you're a solid dude. You come in what, about, what'd you say, 200, 190, 200 pounds, somewhere in there. So
Right in that range.
you're one of those big guys there that people have to put their hands around, man. So it ain't easy, I guess. And vice versa with you against some of your opponents. Some really nice sweeps here, and I did see a back taken for a moment. So these guys are working hard now.
Frank's controlling his posture pretty well. Have a shoulder clamp down his right shoulder. Handle's trying to work to keep those legs separated, stay heavy, immobilize the hips so he can start passing, make some moves, make some opportunities.
So we're just a little under 3 minutes left in this. And like I said, I really like the 7 minutes here.
definitely compacts the action into a nice amount of time.
And as these matches are getting further along, there's more people coming in here to either support their competitor or just to come in to watch. A little more quiet atmosphere, but still a great time here. So. Frank trying to free that leg in there, trying to pop the triangle. Oh, and that's nice. Oh, and then he locks in the triangle. That was sweet.
He's got the angle working against him right here, though. Got to get to the other side.
Oh, and there's a tap. Nice job by Frank.
And then I go say that, and he gets it immediately.
Awesome. Congratulations, Frank Purvis. That was beautifully done, man. Congratulations.
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, representing Brazilian Top Team Boston, Zach Marcollier. And his opponent, representing Binda BJJ, Ryan Nichols.
Okay, folks, Brian Nichols versus Zach Marcollier. It is French, and I'm not French, but it's a beautiful name if you pronounce it right.
Ooh, some nice scrambles off the bat.
So as becoming more familiar with these tournaments and come and see him, maybe doing some interviews here and there, I've seen Zach at so many here. Had so many great matches, man, and today I'm sure it's going to be another one. He's always game. And I'm not sure how far he travels if he's from the area, but he's always a fierce competitor, and he's always on the mat in New England. Brain go from that armbar out of bounds here. They got to keep the action going, and Zach is out, which they'll reset now. So as we talked about before, if the action goes off the mat here, they reset in the middle, which I haven't seen too much going off. I mean, the mat seems like a perfect size at this moment. They're keeping it under control in there. And, nobody's been wrestling on top of our table today, Ryan. I'm kind of disappointed, but it's still early.
The day is still young. Passing the guard has to be one of the most frustrating and difficult parts of the sport, though. I have to admit that. You can see Zach working hard to try to open it and get back.
And watching, his few matches that I've seen him in, he's a very patient guy. He does go for it when he sees an opening, but he's a patient kind of guy and just very smooth to get to them dominant positions. As we just witnessed right there, he flowed very nicely through there, looking for the back, and he gets it.
One hook in.
Probably got 3.5 minutes left in this match, so if he gets full control of that back, which he's looking for right there, this could be a tough ride for this young gentleman.
Fighting those hands really hard.
And as we see, the action is out off the mat because there is a potential submission happening.
And
Reset.
under the choke, get out into a neutral position now. Neutral for being the back at least.
And which is not bizarre, but interesting is that during the match, you'll have your back taken, and then in overtime, you have your back taken. So having your back taken is not necessarily a death sentence with these kind of competitors. You know what I mean? It's,
Right.
And, you know, what's your thought as a competitor yourself when someone takes your back? What's going through your mind?
Well, it's a lot of multitasking going on, right? You have to stay calm, but at the same time, you have to be using your lower body to get out from the lower body control, as well as the grips fighting to choke you or grab your arm.
And as we witnessed, Brian, nice transition off the back, but Zach right to a leg. But Brian is up, on top right now, so he got out of danger.
Excellent movements and escapes that I've seen so far.
And I say get out of danger, but everyone's always in danger when they're fighting on this mat.
Excellent.
Wow, that was beautiful. Oh, and
Oh, head come out.
yeah, exactly.
With these fast-paced kind of matches going back and forth, you gotta think about who really takes their strength and conditioning seriously. Because it's a lot of energy being outputted right here, or expounded.
And we got to be getting close to maybe a minute and a half left in this match, I do believe. And that's 5 or so minutes of nonstop action. Both of these guys have been going for submissions this whole match. Wow, Zach mount right away.
Little bump to get him off kilter. Trying to pry his elbow away from his body. Or at least control it by taking out of commission so he has free range to attack the neck.
Zach has a little under a couple of minutes to work here before we go into overtime if it makes it that far. He seems to have most control in this fight, in this match, other than Brian doing a couple of real good transitions out of right there. See where he ends up out of this.
The amount of rolling recoveries you've seen in this match has been pretty impressive.
Oh,
And he's
time to
up.
reset. About a minute and a half, and Brian is on top right now. So there's been some changes here. Even though Zach's been attacking, Brian's had his moments, and he's in control right now, going toward the end of this. We'll see what Zach pulls off.
Both of these competitors view the concept of freeing up either their knee line or their elbow line. As soon as they get that through the control, they're pretty much home free. It becomes a scramble after that.
Zach persistent, gets right back on top, reversed it, and we'll see him work toward the end of this regulation.
30 seconds.
I expect him to go to mount and try, you know, a non-bar or something real quick.
Triangle threat coming on though.
Yeah, he's still got to watch out for his opponent. Got about 10 seconds or so. There you go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Looks like this one's going to overtime as well.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of matches that you like watching. You know, lots of back and forth action.
Yeah, there was no stalling at all in that match. Non-stop transitions.
I don't know if you noticed their breathing as they were just starting this, but definitely the intensity of the match is going to make these escapes a lot harder than if they were fresh.
Wow, quick escape by Brian. Zach's either got to escape quicker. That's it. It's all or nothing right now. Oh! What do we got here, folks? So, Mercurier. I said his name wrong. Sorry, Zach. Zach went winning. Faster escape. That was a beautiful match, Ryan.
That was very exciting.
Hey, nice job. Kid. Nice job.
Making his way to the ring, representing Gentle Art Dojo, Brian Perez. And his opponent, representing 10th Planet Long Island, Dominick.
Sat right immediately.
Yeah, he did that in his first match, and it seemed to work out for him. Grabbed the leg and took it home.
Inverting to mount, did armbar, reverse triangle.
Wow, so quick.
What was that?
I don't know.
I think he used the triangle as a control.
That big guy's got some moves. Nice job.
They used the Kimura for the finish with the triangle control.
The following contest is a submission-only tournament match. Making his way to the ring, representing 10th Planet Long Island, Pat Shagoli. And his opponent, representing New England BJJ Academy, Jeff Hill.
Let's
15 years old, advanced. I love it.
You want to wrestle?
Some nice wrestling right off the bat. Like the collar ties, block attempts, going in backwards.
He's only 15 years old.
It's impressive.
Goop Ice. Patty Ice on Instagram.
Sits guard. Sitting back to some leg entanglement right off the bat. No heel hooks are allowed. Cleared his knee, coming up, out. Resetting in the middle. What's going to happen next? Steps in the guard, pretty confident.
Yeah. For a young gentleman.
Working to cut through. Got a knee shield preventing some movement. What's going on next? Turtle attack, head and arm. Whoops his head out. Comes up to Ashi.
Nice
Garami.
movement for this young gentleman. Goop Ice.
Drops down from it.
It's a big leg to try to crank on.
Going for the straight ankle, but the hips are not controlled. Inverts for a barrel bowl, then comes up on top, looking to pass.
Ooh!
Looks like he's going for an Estima lock right there. We saw what Calvin
Yes,
Casey did
yes,
a while ago.
yes.
There's a break. There is a break. No break.
Tyreen just won his first.
Got slapped in the face to get pumped up. You see that?
No. So here we go, main event of the afternoon. Tyreen De Silva coming off a win last week for CES MMA in his pro debut with a patent and guillotine choke. His previous fights, amateur fights, were all guillotine chokes, so that's what he's known for.
that guillotine you were talking about. Justin's doing a great job.
Yeah, Tyreen will keep going for that too. Now, did they mention, is Justin the champion?
Yeah, he's the defending champion of the Mate Leon.
I'm just concentrating so much on these two young guys.
Back control.
Control points. Yep, that's smart. Take that smart. Get tight. Knee behind the back.
Very tight, very precise with all his movements. Tyreen, that is.
Yeah, Tyreen is he's really well put together. He's a jiu-jitsu guy and an MMA fighter. Like I said, all guillotine finishes in his MMA career. So jiu-jitsu is definitely something he uses.
Reposition. Put your weight on him. On his belly. Yeah, sit on him. Good. Get that weight centered on him. Keep it on him.
Justin seems to be struggling getting out of this. Good control.
You're gonna go for the arm, lean the head towards the legs.
Mount. Staying heavy, staying patient. Fishing for those elbows, prying them open.
Careful with the legs. You feel those legs coming up, pull the head up.
Yeah, Tyreen definitely in control right here.
Get that angle, get that knee down.
You can see his S grip. Just, well, I was going to say it's just about to break, but
Sneak that left knee up.
So I believe this is a 15-minute match right here, is regulation. So
that's a new dynamic in the mix.
5 minutes in, everyone yelled that out. That was awesome. So that's a third of the way.
That can be pretty disheartening to hear if
Yeah.
you're thinking, oh, it has to be almost over.
Should you say 10 minutes left or 5 minutes in? It hurts either way, right?
If they make it the distance, they'll have another 3 rounds of overtime potentially.
Exactly.
It's definitely very frustrating to keep ending up in the same bad spot over and over again. I can't imagine what's going through Justin's mind right now.
Not being able to mount any offense and just trying to get Tyreen off you, or at least get some space.
Gotta get that knee in tighter. Get that arm, that arm that you want to attack. Put that knee down, that same side. So switch your S now.
Tyreen constantly trying to come up with something. Oh, gonna go for that guillotine again.
Snap it back now. Nice dump over.
Ooh. Using the guillotine control to
Control. Pick his
force
head up, pick his
takedowns
head
is
up.
a very smart strategy.
Tyreen trying to get that back. Tyreen just relentless, keeping that control.
Keep that shit fit. I'll cut across, yep. Hip, hip. Beautiful control.
Halfway home. Halfway there.
No halfway point, which is already longer than most of the intermediate and regular matches we've seen so far today.
Tyreen trying to get something going here. Tyreen trying to get that other hook in.
Coming around to sneak a guillotine inside. Something. Any opportunity he can find a grip for an attack. You can see right now there's a big separation between his elbow and knee, so there's tons of space for him to get a hook on that far side.
Yep, trying. Nice defense right there. Oh, trying again.
But despite that space, Justin's defending really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonna have to cause some kind of reaction for something to happen here. Get him off balance, then get that hook in. Back to the guillotine, front headlock position. Rolling him again, trying to come up the mount. Back
And
to
he's looking
turtle.
for that transition to, maybe get that hook in. So he's trying all different little angles here. And there it is. Got one in. He's attacking the left side now while trying to get that hook in, which it looks like it's in. He's got to get that right side in.
That's a big misconception. A lot of people think that you need both hooks to have good control, but you don't need to have two inside hooks to have great control. Like an outside hook can be just as effective, if not more, if you can get it in. All he's got to do is roll towards the hook side. But that might not be the kind of game that he's playing.
Lift it up. That's when you put the foot in, when you lift them up.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Beautiful. Line them out. Line them out.
5 more minutes in this match, and Tyreen has been in control. He's flattening him out right now. He's got the back.
Now get your seatbelt. Work from there. Yep, get that grip.
Back to the mat. Back to the mat. Stop turning away. Back to the mat.
Keep your head behind the elbow.
Elbows in. Elbows in. Elbows inside his leg.
Justin has proved over and over again today that he's not easy to submit.
No.
Out the back door. Back to the feet. What's next? I'll have to change something.
Stay strong, guys. Stay strong.
With the north-south control, walking around the side control, guillotine grip in, been elevated, lost position. Back to fighting past the guard, knee shield in play. Justin staying heavy, pressure on the knee to try to clear the knee. Tyreem's got good frames and active hands to keep him away though. Good distance control.
So Justin exploded, and does that seem like a game plan? Just like Tyreem kind of, you know.
He had to change the pace of the match. Well, what was happening before definitely wasn't in control, so had to take the match into his own hands.
Feel room to escape. Get out of there.
But that's the good thing about the 15 minutes. You have the time to kind of recalibrate what you were doing before. But it's definitely expends a lot of energy to be defending.
Great main event here.
That's when you shoot right there. Off that snap. Shoot. Give him a good one. Give him a good one. Right there. Snap it up.
Minute and a half left in this match.
Big double leg, but back to the feet. Guillotine grip coming up.
Wow.
North, south.
Wow, that was impressive
Good
and
movement.
beautiful.
Good movement. Same
1
head.
minute left.
You want to pry that arm out.
Hey, legs over the top. Legs over the top. Legs over the top. Legs over the top. Over the wrist. Over the wrist. Both of them. Let's go. Get him out of here.
Can he break that arm in time? 30 seconds left.
Ty, get him out of here, Ty. Get your ankles over his wrist. Get your ankles over his wrist. Your legs. Cross them over his wrist.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Come up. Both of them. Let's go. Turn it the other way. Turn it back. Turn it back. Over the head. Over the head. It's the wrong way. It's the wrong way. Let's go. You gotta get back under it. You gotta get back under it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
He went the distance. That was great.
Wow.
Get that top leg off your face. Top leg off your face. That's gonna help you get out.
It's like he decided to choose the spiderweb armbar position again for starting position.
Posture. Right to your knees. Up high. Elbow, short pulls. Seesaw pulls. Short pulls. Pull. No.
Still threatening attack.
Make small little pulls on the arm.
Belly down. On his wrist. Left leg over his face. Left leg over his face.
Wow.
Left leg over.
Pull the arm up.
Great job.
And Tyreem's out.
Wow.
Excellent. Will Justin answer?
Holy cow. Did Tyreem pick this position, didn't he? Did he get the toss? So he must like this, which he had it at the end of regulation.
Justin working that stack. The skate. Recover his arm.
How's he looking? Is he close to getting
Still
out?
very deep. Still very deep. And he's out.
Quicker, I do believe.
So the reduced friction in no-gi makes it a little bit easier to get the arm out. Easier in the sense of how easy it can be to get your arm free. But back, control the skate. Swap to a body triangle.
Yep, keep turning. Use your legs. Use your legs. Use your legs. Keep turning that way. Turn towards it. Turn towards it. Rotate. I know he's got the body triangle. Great.
Oh, and he's out.
Wow, that's power.
That's awesome. Using every little bit of
So
space
what
that he
happened
has.
in the first when they had the armbar position? Did was one out faster? Like how did they get to this position?
So it's fastest submission, fastest escape. So
Wow.
Back again. Alright, this is the last round. If there is no submission, we'll come down over the skate time.
Which I think yeah, Justin. I figured Justin was a. This is it right here.
last round of overtime. Back again.
Triangle, body triangle
Rips
right
the,
away.
the body triangle immediately.
Bring him back towards the triangle. Bring him back to the triangle.
Anything under the eyes is good.
Now rotate. Start turning back to the mat. He wants it on this side.
Double unders.
Turn. Use the legs.
What a match. I don't know if you can hear Tyrene's coach from here, but both sides are giving great direction in this match.
And he's out. Just like before, took that little bit of space he had.
So
to
I
twist
believe
over
Tyrene
and
has to
guard.
hold him for a while here, because I think he might
Unless
be
he
down.
submits him. If
Okay.
he submits him,
Yes.
that could be his golden ticket.
Belly him out. Keep moving.
Oh, he's
out, all
out.
right.
Keep moving.
But he transitioned to an attack.
He's out. He's out.
What
Looks
a
like
match.
is it.
Couldn't have asked for a better main event today.
No, not at all, man. Holy cow. Great match. You know,
hear him say that he's going to need to